guys, it's your girl Rivalry. I'm back with another reaction of things by the title. I'm reacting to Bronx drill lyrics that really happened. Yeah, that really happened. I always wanted to like know that because I be listening to songs and they be like, oh, such and such got shot by the corner store, or such and such got beat up, or such and such and such and such, and I just be like, hold up, is they talking about real stuff that happened? I really be like, when you listen to something, you hear them talk about, oh, somebody got shot, this, that, and the third, and you just be like, hold up, this sounds too real. So shout out to whoever made this video. I can't wait to react to it, because I'll always be thinking about that, like,
all over the U.S. and it's now made its way.
That sounds like too much details right there.
Bronx rappers talk about real life situations.
Like the cops probably be like,
streets and their music. Let's take a look at some Bronx drill lyrics that really happened. It's a whole lot of ops I can smoke, but I'd rather smoke Delilah. Sha EK, D&D. Sha EK is a Bronx rapper from the OG.
I reacted to that song.
But I'd rather smoke Delilah. Sha EK.
I'd rather smoke Delilah. It's a whole lot of ops. I'd rather smoke
D&D. Sha EK is a Bronx rapper from the OG.
Y'all, that's so crazy, bro. They be having the mad ops, but they always want to smoke I can't even say the word, bro. I be like so bad with it, but y'all know what I'm talking about, like a Pacific op, bro. And I just be like, why out of all ops, this is the person you want to smoke? Like, damn.
Be a rapper and Jiggy Man this, Jiggy Man that. He started rapping in 2020 and it dropped 2 albums, Jiggy on Jiggy, and Get Jiggy or Die Trying. In this bar, Sha EK is taking shots at rapper D-Thing by dissing one of his dead homies. D-Thing is from the YGs, who are known to be with the OGs. Just like the GDs and BDs from Chicago, the OGs and YGs used to be part of the same gang. But one of the YGs leaders double-crossed some other high-ranking members, so they split and formed their own gang, the OGs, and the 2 gangs been beefing.
I heard of like the YGs.
Also like Chicago
YGs, like
rappers from the Bronx rap about smoking dead ops to disrespect their enemies. In this bar, Sha is talking about a girl named Delilah, who was a close friend of D-Thing and was killed back in March. Delilah was shot in the head in an abandoned apartment on Hull Ave in the Norwood neighborhood, about 10 blocks from where she grew up. Witnesses said after the shooting, a gun was tossed out of the window and several people, all believed to be blood members, exited the building. Police got there just after 10 p.m. and rushed Delilah to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
Yep.
The cops said the apartment building near East Gun Hill Road was a spot where gangs...
One thing about New York, we gonna hear every news. I just never knew it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you watch these videos, you understand now. Because, like, in New York, we gonna hear every news. We're gonna hear about the Bronx, Long Island, Staten Island, every news. I heard about this. I ain't gonna lie, it was sad. I was like, whoa.
Back in March.
I was like, was she set up or something?
In an abandoned apartment on Hull Ave
that's
in the
crazy.
Norwood neighborhood,
like,
about 10 blocks from where she grew up.
I ain't never heard of, like, you hear about females getting shot, but it's like, when you hear about it, still, it's like,
said after the shooting, like, a gun was tossed out of the window, and several people, all believed to be blood members,
heard this story,
exited the building. Police got there just after 10 p.m. and rushed Delilah to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
I remember
the
that.
cops at the apartment building near East Gun Hill Road,
and I remember the
spot
other
where gang members hung out. Delilah wasn't affiliated with any gangs, but she knew several members, including D-Thing. Police arrested multiple people who were inside the building and brought them in for questioning, but the killer's still on the run. So in this bar, Sha EK is dissing the op by taking shots at one of his dead friends.
What's it called? Guilty by association.
Ain't detected disrespect and got even in both the streets and the booth. Jiggy Man got shot and he should have died. Wedgie Man. In this bar, D-Thing sending shots back at Sha EK. One of Sha EK's nicknames is Jiggy Man. One of his most popular songs is called Jiggy Man This, Jiggy Man That. And both his albums refer to his nickname. So, in this bar, D-Thing suggests Sha EK got shot for his constant dissing. Word on the streets is he got shot in 2020 by a female YG member.
Whoa.
Sha EK basically confirms this in the interview when the interviewer brings up the shooting and asks him whether or not it's true. Sha EK don't confirm or deny it, but just shakes his head and smiles, telling her, if you know, you know.
I mean, he ain't gonna confirm that.
It was, I don't know, it was a rumor saying that you got shot. Is that true?
You know.
She asks him if getting shot makes him want to stop making diss tracks, and he just shakes his head and tells her that it motivated him.
What if that makes you
camera about to die? Hold up.
Being that, you know.
I'm about to pull this.
You don't want to put yourself at the risk no more.
I'm gonna just let it die out and not change it.
That shit for me. That's why I get my aggressiveness from it.
If I would have had this when I was maybe 20, I probably would be.
The actual title of the track, Wedgie Man, is also dissing Sha EK, who went viral after one of his homies gave him a wedgie while hanging out on the block. After that, his ops started calling him Wedgie Man instead of Jiggy Man to hurt his street cred. Later in the song, D-Thing raps, Wedgie Man this, Wedgie
Hold
Man that.
on, that
Please stop
your
mentioning
friend.
his
That
name.
ain't your homie.
After that, his ops started calling.
Wait.
My aggressiveness for me.
The actual title of the track, Wedgie Man, is also dissing Shy EK, who went viral after one of his homies gave him a wedgie while hanging out on the block.
That ain't your
After
homie.
that, his ops started calling him Wedgie Man instead
That's
of Jiggy
and the
Man.
fact that they
heard his
posted
street
that,
cred.
you
Later in the
they
song,
raps.
D-Thing
What?
raps,
That's cr-
Wedgie Man this, Wedgie
Alright, we back.
This is Shy EK's most popular song. But Shy EK ain't the only member from the OGs to get dissed. This next rapper dropped bars about an OG member who got stomped to death back in 2012, as well as a friend of Lil TJ who got stabbed 14 times over a bike sale. Noah got stomped like Smelly got poked. Huge G's, Warzone.
So they got
Huge
beef
G's
with
is a
Lil
rapper from the
TJ too?
YGs. In this bar, he dropped the disses back to back
Oh, so he cool
about
with
two
Shy.
dead ops,
Okay.
Noah and Smelly. On April 16, 2012, an OG affiliate named Moises Laura, aka Noah, was beaten to death outside the Melrose housing projects. Witnesses say a group of YG members got drunk and started arguing about who was the biggest savage in the gang. They couldn't agree on who put in the most work, so to find out, they decided to head over to the OG's territory. When they got there, they saw 16-year-old Noah Balla and attacked him.
Wait.
He was surrounded by a group and badly beaten up in front of a crowd of like 15 to 20 people.
Think I seen
Noah
this
suffered from
in the
blunt
other
impact
video I
injuries to the
reacted
head and neck and was rushed to the hospital, but later pronounced dead.
Jesus.
Noah was well loved in the neighborhood, and many said he was a good kid who just ran with the wrong crowd. His brutal death was a shock to the neighborhood and intensified the beef between the OGs and the YGs. The 23-year-old YG member named William Bracey, aka Rail, was later sentenced to 33 years in prison for Noah's death. But Noah ain't the only person Huge G's dissed. He also took shots at Smelly, one of Lil TJ's close friends. As Merlin Toribio, aka Smelly, and Lil TJ grew up together around Ryer Avenue in the Fordham neighborhood of the Bronx.
I'm not gonna lie. When Lil
August
TJ
14th,
first came out, I thought he was from Brooklyn.
2016, Smelly sold a dirt bike to a man named Hector Sanchez. Smelly offered to sell Sanchez the bike for $80, even though it was easily worth $300. Sanchez agreed to buy the bike and paid him the $80. But about 10 minutes later, Smelly came back with a large group and demanded back the bike. When Sanchez refused, a fight broke out and Smelly punched him multiple times. Sanchez pulled out a knife and stabbed Smelly 14 times in the chest.
Jesus
He was rushed to St.
Christ.
Barnabas Hospital, but already lost too much blood and died from his injuries. After that, Lil TJ's homies started going by the name Smelly Gang, and the rapper carried on his friend's legacy by shouting them out in several songs. But if you thought that was crazy, this next rapper dissed his op after he saw him in public and wasn't ready for action. Rah rah, he saw me, he ain't let it clap. K-Flock, what y'all wanna do? K-Flock is arguably the biggest buzzing Bronx drill rapper at the moment. He racked up millions of views on tracks like Being Honest and Is You Ready? He also scored a feature from G Herbo on the Being Honest remix and was featured on a song with Lil TJ called Not in the Mood with Fabio Foreign.
Ooh, that
So
song right
K-Flock is
there.
on his way to doing big things in the industry if he can stay out of trouble. But just because he's blowing up, don't mean that he's above sending shots at the ops in his music. K-Flock is from a gang called Sevside, who are known to beef with the YGs. In this bar, he's taking shots at YG member named Rod G's. K-Flock and Rod G's were known to beef on IG Live. But K-Flock says they ran into each other in public, and Rod ain't want the smoke. Not long after the alleged incident, Rod G's went on live and told K-Flock to pull up, claiming he never saw him and that he was ready for whatever. Sadly, Rod G's got killed just a few weeks later while getting into an Uber. On July 11, 2021, the rapper was on his way to the studio when two men on scooters pulled up and started letting off shots. The whole thing was captured on his Uber driver's dash cam, and the footage quickly went viral on social media. Just
That
a few
was-
hours earlier, a 13-year-old member of the Rolling 80s Crips named
I
Jerry and
heard
Elliott
about that, and I can't watch videos like that, but I definitely
social
heard about
media.
this.
Just a few hours earlier, a 13-year-old member of the Rolling 80s Crips named Jerry and Elliott was murdered in the Belmont neighborhood. Rod G's had supposedly made fun of Jerry on social media, and the payback was immediate. You ran on Wu Lottie Get Back. K-Flock, War. In this bar, he raps about YG member Wu Lottie, who got killed in 2020. Wu Lottie grew up in the Mott Haven houses, one of the wildest projects in the Bronx.
Not gonna lie,
He
I
was a
stopped
well-respected
watching
member of the
news 'cause of
YGs
this.
and D-Thing's right-hand
all you
man.
see on the news,
On April
man.
7,
Oh, I can't
2020,
stop.
Wu Lottie and a few other YG members were walking through the Sugar Hill neighborhood in Harlem. They were spotted by ops who was ready for war. Around 1 a.m.
That's
in
why
the
I ain't
area
gonna lie.
around
People be
150
asking me if New York is bad, bro. I don't know. I don't watch news anymore. To me, it's good. I don't know.
Lottie and a few of the YG members
Keep that
were walking through
out.
the Sugar Hill neighborhood in Harlem. They were spotted by ops who was ready for war. Around 1 a.m. in the area around 151st Street and St. Nicholas Ave, a black rental car pulled up and like 8 dudes hopped out the whip with broomsticks and butcher knives. The YGs tried to run away, but Wu Lottie tripped and fell. He got caught by the mob and beaten with a metal trash can and stabbed to death, all while the other YG members just ran off. So,
The
in
Bronx
this
do not
bar,
play. They
K-Flock is
vicious,
getting at
especially with
them
the
for running
machetes.
away and leaving their man to fend for himself. K-Flock also disses Wulati on the track, what y'all want to do. Ran and he tripped out his shoes. Spin through the hill like what y'all want to do. So, it seems like the YGs were looking for problems and found what they was after. But they probably ain't think they ops would slide with butcher knives and broomsticks. Wulati's death was a major loss for the YGs, and after that, few members pulled up to Cortland to let it be known they was out for blood. Not long after Wulati's death, one of his ops, Ty Benji, went online to celebrate. Ty ended up getting chips just a few months later, and many think it was payback for him dissing Wulati.
It
The
never
Bronx
ends.
has
It's
always
never
been a
ending
wild
cycle,
place,
and it's
but the
sad.
drill scene is exposing fans to what's really going on in the city. Hopefully, now that the music is starting to blow up,
I ain't gonna lie,
fans behind them and focus on
half of these stories about people I just never knew it was.
a legit music career. But with so much bloodshed on both sides, it's hard to see an end in sight.
Which is sad because it's an ongoing cycle. One person gets killed, one person gets killed, then they feel like they need to get revenge and they go kill. And it's like, when do you end? It's like a non-ending cycle because it's like, we already got too much bloodshed, like, you know what I'm saying? And there's no stopping this, and it's like, y'all becoming rappers, bro. Y'all trying to blow up. I feel like once y'all about to get out the hood, bro. Y'all about to make some serious money, bro. I feel like it should end. Like, there's no point, bro, because you can't be a rapper and still be in the streets, bro. I mean, being a rapper is kind of like worse than being in the streets, but at least you have money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But if you guys like this reaction, I think I might react to more, but not just the Bronx, just any music in general. But if you guys like this reaction, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you know every video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.